Hello friends, I'm your maths faculty from QLS Academy. In this session, we are going to continue with the topic statistics. In the previous session, we learned some methods of finding mean, namely direct method, assumed mean method, and step deviation method. Now in this session, we will proceed further. It would be good to revise how these methods worked. So first, direct method of finding mean, revise करते हैं. Mean or average of observations, as we know, is the sum of the values of all the observations divided by the total number of observations. If x1, x2, x3 up to xn are observations with respective frequencies f1, f2, f3 up to fn, then this means observation x1 occurs f1 times, x2 occurs f2 times, and so on. Now, the sum of the values of all the observations is equal to f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus f3 x3 up to fn xn, और यहाँ हम f1 x1 का मतलब है f1 into x1, and the number of observations f1 plus f2 plus f3 up to fn. So the formula for mean becomes x bar is equal to f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus f3 x3 up to fn xn divided by f1 plus f2 plus f3 up to fn. This can be written in short way using Greek letter sigma, which is used for summation. So x bar can be written as sigma of fi xi divided by sigma of fi. So this was the direct method. Now let us look at the assumed mean method. We know that when the numerical values of xi and fi are large, finding the product of xi and fi becomes tedious and time consuming. So for such situations, we need a method of reducing these calculations. We can do nothing with the fi's, but we can change each xi to a smaller number so that our calculation becomes easy. The first step is to choose one among the xi's as the assumed mean and denote it by small a. Also, to further reduce our calculation work, we may take a to be that xi which lies in the center of our data items x1, x2 up to xn. Then we have di, that is the deviation, equal to xi minus a, where I will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to n, and fi di will be equal to fi into xi minus a. So by this method, mean is given by x bar is equal to a plus sigma of fi di divided by sigma of fi. That is, mean is equal to assumed mean plus mean of deviations. So steps involved in finding the assumed mean method are: number 1, prepare a frequency table; number 2, choose small a and take deviations di is equal to xi minus a of the values of xi; number 3, multiply fi di and find the sum of it; number 4, use the formula and find the mean. So this was simple, I guess. Now let us proceed towards the step deviation method of finding mean. Sometimes during the application of the assumed mean method for finding the mean, the deviation di is divisible by a common number h. In this case, the di is equal to xi minus a is reduced to a great extent as di becomes di by h. So the formula of mean by this method is x bar is equal to a plus h into 1 by n into sigma of fi ui. So the formula of mean by this method is x bar is equal to a plus h into sigma of fi ui divided by sigma of fi. That is, x bar is equal to a plus h into u over bar, where ui is equal to xi minus a divided by h, where h is equal to the class width or size. So I hope now you have got the idea. We noted that the step deviation method will be convenient to apply if all the di's have a common factor. The mean obtained by all the three methods is the same. The assumed mean method and step deviation method are nothing but the simplified forms of the direct method. Now let us proceed towards problem solving, जिससे आपको और better समझ में आएगा वो सब जो हमने अभी तक पढ़ा है. Now our first problem says that the table gives the percentage distribution of female teachers in the primary schools of rural areas of various states and union territories of India. We have to find the mean percentage of female teachers by all the three methods we have discussed so far. So हमको इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करना है यूजिंग ऑल द थ्री मेथड्स, डायरेक्ट, assumed mean and step deviation. So first step is always the table, the frequency table. Now let us find the class marks xi of each class and put them in a column in our table. And we know very well how we find class mark. Class mark is equal to upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Here we take a is equal to 50 as it is the midpoint of all the class marks or xi's. H is equal to 10, which is the class size. Di will be equal to xi minus 50, which is the deviation, and ui will be equal to di by h, that is equal to xi minus 50 divided by 10, since h हमारा 10 है. We now find di and ui and put them in the table. Now from the table we obtain sigma fi is equal to 35, sigma of fi xi equal to 1390, sigma of fi di equal to minus 360, sigma of fi ui equal to minus 36. Now using the direct method we have mean ka formula, sigma fi xi divided by sigma fi, which is nothing but 1390 divided by 35, that is 39.71. Now using the assumed mean method we have x bar is equal to a plus sigma fi di divided by sigma fi, that is equal to 50 plus minus 360 by 35, that is again equal to 39.71. Now the step deviation method, which is x bar is equal to a plus h into sigma of fi ui divided by sigma of fi, that is equal to 50 plus 10 into minus 36 by 35, that is again 39.71. Therefore, the mean percentage of female teachers in the primary schools of rural areas is 39.71. The result obtained by all the three methods is the same. So, the choice of method to be used depends on the numerical values of xi and fi. If xi and fi are sufficiently small, then the direct method is an appropriate choice. If xi and fi are numerically large numbers, then we can go for the assumed mean method or step deviation method. If the class sizes are unequal and xi are large numerically, we can still apply the step deviation method by taking h to be a suitable divisor of all the di's. Now, our second problem says that the distribution given in the table shows the number of wickets taken by bowlers in one-day cricket matches. We have to find the mean number of wickets by choosing a suitable method, and we have to also tell what does the mean signify. Here, the class size is varying and the xi's are large. So let us apply the step deviation method with a is equal to 200 and h is equal to 20. Then we obtain the data as in the table. So applying the formula for step deviation, we have x bar is equal to a plus h into sigma of fi di divided by sigma of fi, that is equal to 200 plus 20 into minus 106 divided by 45, that is equal to 152.89. This tells us that on an average, the number of wickets taken by these 45 bowlers in one-day cricket is 152.89. So this is it guys, we learned how to find mean using the methods direct, assumed mean and step deviation by applying them in problems. I hope you had fun learning. For any information or queries, you may visit the link following the video. Thank you.